Hey, hello. So, let me know how I sound. Hey, hello. I think I fixed the problem by going through the old system, so I'll only have one camera. But regardless, welcome to the House of Sewing. I am here on Tuesday to distract everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, Kilroy. Hello. Yay. Hello, how's it going, my so-called life? Hey, guy, hey, I like you. Hello, Donnell. Hello, Mona, Melania. One day I will be able to say your name. Hello, welcome. Yay, thank you. Awesome. So now that we know that I sound decent, on with the show. And yes, I'm wearing coveralls because we're getting serious tonight. How's it going? My name is William, and this is my so called life.
Get the most fun out of life, out of being a mother and wife, with new fashion excitement that's all created by you. On your new Touch and Sew
Sewing machine by Singer.
Touch and Sew.
Another first from Singer.
Be the girl with the golden touch on your new Singer Golden Touch and Sew machine. Dozens of exclusive features, like this new built-in needle threader for the golden slant needle and the push-button bobbin that winds right in the machine. What a wonderful new feeling. You can do all three kinds of sewing: straight, zigzag, and chain stitch.
Touch and Sew, the push-button bobbin way.
Come sew on one at your Singer Center. Choose from 5 Touch and Sew models from $149.95.
What's new for tomorrow is that singer today. Oh, my singing voice is terrible. I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday. I know you're not hallucinating. Yes, I'm wearing my Hughley vending coveralls. I'm ready to go. Today, terrible decisions were made. But regardless, I want to welcome everybody who's here in the House of Sewing. Yay, hello. You know, on the West Coast, we always go singer. We always vote singer. And in a real way, that's the only thing that's here, but I've said that a million times. Welcome. I am once again drinking way too much coffee and having way too much fun. So there I was, minding my own business. I happened to go into my local Goodwill, which has been an absolute honeypot lately. And whoever's pricing at my local Goodwill, I'm so proud of you. You keep doing your thing. Cause you know that you know. Oh, great times. Great times. LA didn't really exist before Singer crushed the competition. That's actually really true. That's actually really true. So I was wandering through and I purchased this beautiful sewing machine. Oh. It's heavy. This thing is heavy. It's an old school Kenmore. I'm going to pop the top off of this thing and start putting some oil on it. One of my biggest cliches back in the early days when no one watched my videos, I used to always say all a sewing machine needs is a little bit of lube and a little bit of Barry White. And since I'm not trying to get a copyright strike, I got some sewing lube. It's going to be that kind of show, and we're going to fix this sewing machine. Actually, you know what? I'm doing this the rookie way. I need to start taking off the unimportant parts, like the thread that was here. This thread is probably my age, if not older. I love thread like this. I keep every single one of these that I find. This was 70 cents. I remember those days. Awesome. But all jokes aside, I hope everyone's doing well this evening. I'm really not here to talk about politics because here in the House of Sewing, it really doesn't matter. But regardless, I'm going to take this thing apart. And the funny thing is, after I take this apart, I have another sewing machine that I should be working on as well. Oh. Absolutely, professionally minded my own. Well, I like saying that. There I was, minding my own business. That's just a great way to start a story. So, how is everyone doing this evening? What are we working on? What were we working on? I'm going to start taking pieces off of this. This is a beautiful machine. It came with a few cams, but I'm sitting in a room of Sears Kenmore cams. So I'm really not worried. Yay, Katie, how's it going? Katie with the knee. Hello. Yay. Do you know every time you coach, twin, Jess says a motivational speech, I picture myself in the movie Rudy. You're 5'0". You don't wind your bobbins all the way. Great movie. Yay. Hello. I'm hand embroidering and laughing. Do you know what's funny? There's so many things I need to sew. I have a few jackets that I've just been pinning things on, and I'm like, eventually one day I'm going to get to do this. Seeing some projects, jamming out to 80s, had to stop. That's the beautiful thing about music, though, is that you start with one song. Oh, I thought I had my wipes here. It's funny when you go looking for something that you thought was right here. You start off with one song, and then a half an hour later, you're like, oh, I've been here for a while. Yay, hello. You know, today was actually, in a weird way, it was a normal day. You know, there wasn't, I live in the sleepy part of LA where there's not too much drama. Yay, hello. I still got your intro in my head. Great. That's actually a great song. I should take my gloves off because I have huge hands. Do you know what's really funny? I purchased this sight unseen. I opened the lid and I was like, oh, I'm taking you home. It was more or less because of the price, but you should always check to see if the machine has the bobbin case. Because sometimes, depending on the year, that particular bobbin case is specific for that machine. So it's always important to check. Because recently, Gosh, what was it? There was a machine I recently purchased and it had the old school all metal bobbins. So that's always important to check. Yay! Hello, hello. Great to see you. Great to see you. I was in, at least in the United States, today was actually, I'm sure today and right now is tense for a lot of people. I'm just going to hang out and try to get this sewing machine back. I plugged it in earlier, so we're not going to get a light show. I've told the story a million times. I plugged in. Still to this day, I have no idea what I was thinking. I plugged in a sewing machine that was probably like 100 something years old. It had a cord. I don't know what I was thinking. It shot a foot flame out in this room. Great times. Great times. Do you know, I was thinking about something today because I was jamming out. I listen to a lot of music and I was listening to James Brown, and there's a song called Pass the Peas. And I started thinking about it. I talk about food all the time because I'm perpetually hungry. In that song, he's telling everybody he wants everything in the key of D, but then he's like cornbread D, fatback D. He was starving. James Brown was absolutely starving in that song. And I think I'm the sewing version of that because I'm constantly talking about food. If you're bored, listen to the James Brown song, Pass the Peas. He's talking about food. It's a great song. The Ohio Players are in it. Great song. But the whole time, he's just naming food because he's starving. And now I'm craving mashed potatoes. All right. I plugged it in. Nothing's exploded yet. Let me pull the should open the door on this. Oh yeah, this thing needs some love. One of the main reasons I think people get rid of sewing machines in the first place is because to them it's completely seized, it's not working, but it just needs sewing oil, really. But we're gonna find out. Perfect. I have to take the cams out. So besides the obvious, what else is going on this evening? I was really surprised. There was a lot of people out when I left MMA today. I was actually really shocked. There was a lot of people out on the streets. Because normally, especially on my side of town, is extremely sleepy. And I think the Kings won. They were winning 4-1 when I was before the show started. And the funny thing is, like on a day like today, it's so funny how important something like hockey is. Oh yeah, this thing definitely needs some love. All right, so I have my trusty gunky Singer oil. Do you know what's really funny? I used to use 3-in-1 and WD-40, and there are a lot of people that were like, "What is wrong with you?" I literally got hate comments for using WD-40. Yay, Alibaba! Great to see you. Great to see you. This is a Sears Kenmore that I picked up today because I have a problem. I have a sewing machine problem. Truth be told. All right, let's get some oil on the important parts. Man, I wonder the last time this thing was fired up. I am really curious. All right. Now, oh, it's gonna turn over. It will turn over. Well, the Canes won. It's a good night. Absolutely. Go Canes. Yay. Hello. What? 3-1 and I'm not kidding you. I would get a ton of hate comments for the type of lube I use. Sewing machine oil is literally just mineral oil. You can buy it in a lot of cheap in the pharmacy section. No, you don't have a problem. It looks like the top of the bottom feed machine. It is. God, you have such a good eye, Ollie. You have such a good eye. I just made 8 hot dogs. What's the over under? Me going. Are you in that contest? What's that? Nathan's hot dogs? Kilroy, I'm concerned. I am concerned. All right. So I'm running this to see how powerful the motor is without the. I'm sure this thing has not been fired in a very long time. Oh. I am definitely not the competitive eater type at all in any way, shape, or form. Do you know what's funny? When back in the mall days, we had a Nathan's hot dog in my town. I loved that place. Now I'm craving cheese fries. This is a extremely stubborn and funny process at the same time, because eventually this thing's either gonna start sparking or it's gonna fire up. I think this thing will fire right up. And that's another thing. I'm an extremely impatient human. Most people will soak a sewing machine overnight. I'd sit here and I'm like, you will start. You will start. I can feel it starting to turn over already. I'm currently competing in the Kilroy election invitation hot dog contest. I only invited. I think the record is oh. I was really never I would watch competitive eating, but it's one of those things where I'm like, how do you do that? How on earth do you do that? All right. This is still the early stage. Eventually this thing's going to turn over. I'm sure that this has not fired in any way in probably 30 or 40 years. Oh. You know, I think I need a 4th job. I think I want to be a beekeeper. I see them everywhere. And I know I've said this a million times, but there are bee boxes everywhere. And when I drive around, because the freeway that I live by is a major thoroughfare, so there's cars all the time. So I'm constantly taking side streets. I'm literally on the hills laughing at the freeway, like, ha ha, all these non-local people. But there are bee boxes everywhere in my town and in the valley as well. It might it might need new rings. We'll Like I said, this is the early stage. We'll see how stubborn this thing is. It wasn't moving at all, and it's slowly starting to budge. The Out of everything that I do or do not know, refurbishing sewing machines is the one thing that I do, and eventually this thing will turn over. The good sign though is that it's when it's in the bobbin winding mode. See, the machine's getting faster, the motor's getting faster and faster. So that's a good sign. And it's not slowing down either. Okay, good. So now I just have to be patient and wait for this machine. Dr. Nell, she has bees. I'm not kidding you. I think I want to do that. I'm one of the. I think I need a fourth job. I don't even care if it pays. I definitely would love being a beekeeper. It's not about the suit or anything. I have all kinds of weird plants like sunflowers, all kinds of things that the bees are pollinating near my house anyways. Yay, hello, Katie. Great to see you. Great to see you. The beekeepers out there are always busy. They rent the bees to farms, and they're always taking beehives around on trailers. I bet the top feed is sticky point and the main bearing. I agree. I'm slowly trying to I'm just letting the oil soak in right now because I'm so impatient. Yay, sorry, I'm just not saying something. I was distracted by photography. Northern Light. Oh, you know what, Katie? I say this a million times. Whenever I go to Vegas, I drive at night because I pull over, and even where I live, it's strange to see our point in the galaxy, to see the swash of the Milky Way. It is the strangest thing to a West Coaster to be able to look out in the sky and see where we actually are in space. So I totally get that. I'm constantly blocked by light pollution. I have 4 beehives. Wow. Yay. Hello. Yay. Absolutely. Yay. Hello. Just get a hive and have someone take care of it for you. That's not a bad idea. They're all in the hills. They're all in the hills out here. Put some channel locks on the wheel and I'm trying to give it a minute before I give it a kick. I'm trying to give it a minute. Yay, hello. Absolutely, Katie. Absolutely. Because I live on the outskirts of the city, but it's so funny when I get out in the desert, I don't realize how much the light pollution is, but if you can turn and look towards Los Angeles, it is lit up. But I don't realize that until I get outside of the city. It's the craziest thing. And because I just came back from a trip a couple weeks ago, I did it again, and it's unreal. It's just unreal. Again, I don't see the stars. Yay! Hello. We can see a very bright star that has some green with the naked eye, but I have no idea what the star planet it might be. A weird question. Is it the Angolan eye? Does it pulse? Because there's a star called the Angolan eye, and you can only see it during certain times of the year. And it's really weird because half of the year I can see it out my front door. It's the strangest thing when you know what you're looking at. Each hive at its time of year has roughly 4,000 bees in them. Wow. This is the most patient I've had. Well, I feel like there's going to be a lot of hanging out tonight. And you know what? I'm going to put it on. Let's see if there's any other games on. Let's see if the Ducks are playing. That's how much Oh, they are. They're playing Vancouver. Oh, great times. That's the one beautiful thing about living in a city with multiple teams. He's not that patient. He's just absolutely, absolutely. It looks rather big compared to other stars. It's definitely something to look at. This was totally inspired by Stargate because I'm like, I'm not that deep, but I sat out and for 2 years I sat out on the side of my house, and I have multiple telescopes, so I can name almost every star, on my swash of land without my telephone, without an app. How about the Toledo Mud Hens? Do you know I have what is it? I think it's the Roswell Ice. No, I have an Albuquerque Isotopes shirt. I have a bunch of minor league baseball shirts, a ton of them. A star that might appear green in the north is Capella, which is located in the constellation. Oh, Jess is teaching. Thanks, Teach. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Canucks and Ducks only in. For real, though. For real. I have no sense of direction here in Greenland because the way the moon and the sun moves is circular instead of rising, set in the east or west. It confuses me so much. I need a decent compass. I didn't even think of that. Where I live, I cannot get lost as long as I know where west is. Especially when I'm driving on roads. If you have a sense of direction, it's almost impossible to get lost. But sometimes it's fine. It's fun to get lost. I have a sky map on a poster. That's awesome, though. That's awesome. I absolutely love just staring up at the sky. And one day I got really bored and I just started mapping all the stars and looking it up. And I'm not gonna front. I got help from the internet, but I got really into it with my telescopes. I love how most teams try to go. I love how most teams try to go for super tough and fierce names, and then there's the Ducks. They got rid of the Mighty Ducks when they first came out. They were the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, straight from the movie. Exactly, Liam. Here, I couldn't tell you which way is east or west. That would be so confusing. Reason, when I was a young kid, I had this dream of living in Alaska, and then I went there and realized I wouldn't survive. So that's reason number 999 where I couldn't live that far north. It was strange to me, even when I lived in Portland and during the summer, the sun doesn't go down till 10 o'clock at night. I remember the first time that happened, I was like, where am I? Where and what planet am I on? Oh, great times. I'm not sure exactly how. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. I have a telescope, but have no clue how to use it. There's so much fun. Start with the moon. Always start with the moon. You know what's so funny? I'll never forget. I had a telescope, and there's a bunch of people at my house. They're like, "What are you looking at?" I told them I was looking at the moon. They put their eye in there. They're like, "Wow." I still I love the wow factor. So always start with the moon. It screws with my brain, but I can't get around town and recognize landmarks when we go out on a boat. I know where I see certain landmarks when we're nearly back to town again. Wow. Wow. With a telescope, the moon's so fast. I've impressed quite a few people with the moon, and I'm like, it's the moon, but all right. You can hear how it's literally speeding up. So the oil is slowly seeping in. You know what? Let's bust out the other machine while we're waiting on this because I have the cord underneath here. I believe this is the seized one. Oh, yeah, this needs some love. This is the second machine I'm going to be working on. This particular model was in every high school, at least in the 90s. If you had sewing at your school, you had one of these Singer sewing machines in your classroom. I'm the same way, kid. I can barely know east from west, but I know all the nooks and crannies and rivers and lakes around here. I pay attention to my surroundings. Otherwise, I'd be absolutely. That's so true. Yay! Hello, hello. I saw the Milky Way and other faraway galaxies through a reverse telescope in Arizona. Oh, that's awesome. The one that discovered Pluto was the first time it opened in years. It was also a full moon. That's so much fun. Hello, hello. You know what's so funny? I watch a lot of documentaries on YouTube, and there's a guy who's made millions of dollars of picking up asteroids in the Arizona desert. And I'm like, I have a metal detector, and he literally just has a metal detector, but he's technically picking up space rocks, and he's made a ton of money on it. The capitalist in me is like, I'll go out there. I have a truck. I'm from the desert. I used to like the shadow of the sun and the moon's craters, but that gets boring after a while. That's true. When you can start recognizing them, you know it gets boring after a while. Yay! Hello, hello, Joanna. I'd love to see the constellation in the sky. Where I live, you can see Cassiopeia and the Little Dipper with your eye. Well, I have to wear my glasses. Let's be real. Yay! Hello, hello. Awesome, awesome. Yay! Yay! All right, so let me clear some space on here. I completely forgot about this machine, but like I said, there's quite a few machines in here that need some love. This one should be a little bit more of an easy fix because it's more of a modern machine. But because I'm not going to crack the case, it's a little bit harder to get to with the oil. I'm going to stick love in the middle of a flower. All right. And like I said, this particular machine was in every high school in the 90s. And I always laugh. And because of my... Hey, so Terry, hello, hello. Yay. Great to see you. Great to see you. I am working on... Let me clear the screen. Yay. Hello, hello. I'm working on this Sears Kenmore sewing machine. Today's distraction day is what today. I'm watching Ducks hockey. I hope California wins. Yay, hello, hello. Yay. Gonna look great. So confused what day it is. What day is it? Yay, great to see you, Mona. We're just hanging out. I'm trying to see if I can get one of these two sewing machines going. With these older machines, you have to be patient. As someone who's not, I used to soak this in WD-40 and just sit there and ruthlessly turn it. But over the years, I've learned to give it a little bit of time. Yay, hello, hello. Tuesday night. Awesome. See, technically I'm still on Wednesday in Greenland. Yay, hello, hello. It's a nine. I have to say this is probably a 1960s Sears Kenmore because most of the parts, if not all, are metal. So would this be like early 60s maybe? After a while, there are certain years between the 1960s and 70s, they kind of look the same. But then you look it up and you're like, wow, this one's from the 60s. Wow, this one's from the 70s. It's just outside of Flagstaff. The observatory also was the first to open to the public 6 high-powered telescopes to explore with. It was an amazing experience and adventure. That's awesome. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. That's awesome. Is there observatories in California? Yes, there's a ton, but they're more out in San Bernardino. California is humongous. So if you go anywhere outside of a major city, you are out in the middle of nowhere. So there's observatories everywhere. I know more on the San Bernardino side, Arizona side, because I've traveled in that direction. There's a ton out in San Bernardino. WD-40 does wonders, but man, my lungs can't handle it. Hello, how's it going? How's it going? Great to see you. Great to see you. Welcome. Awesome. Yay. Yay. Hello. There's one near LA. The Griffith Observatory is amazing. I can't believe I forgot about that. It's actually a great place to go. It's weird to be in the middle of this city and be able to look at stars. There's a giant telescope. When I was a kid, we every school would have a field trip there. I don't know if people go there anymore. Any near Hanford or San Francisco? I definitely have to look. I definitely have to look that up. Definitely. I'm sure there is. There's such beautiful land up there. I'm sure there's an observatory up there. There's one right next to the Getty, isn't there? The thing about the Getty is there are certain points at the Getty. If you go to the west side of the Getty property, you can see the ocean. If you look north, you can see mountains. If you look east, you can see the desert. So the Getty is extremely it's in a really, really weird place, and it's beautiful because you turn around and you see different topography. And I'm not kidding you. You go from looking to seeing a mountain to turning around and you can see the ocean on a clear day. Yay. Hello. Yay. Last time I went to observatory was when I was in grade school, somewhere in Florida. They're fun. They're so much fun. I have fond memories. I have to see if there's another one in my travel areas. Absolutely. I have had fond memories. And when I was a kid, they had these weird domes that would travel around to each school. They would travel to each school, and every single one would have all the constellations. So you'd go in your cafeteria, and there would just be this huge dome. It was, it was inflatable. Yay! Hello. The San Francisco State Observatory is a student-run facility open to all students, staff, and members of the public 3 nights a week. Oh, that sounds amazing. It's almost museum season here. During the winter, we always go to museums, especially the Getty. There's all kinds. I like going to the Getty because it's semi-closed and it's just beautiful up there. And you can hang out. There's places to picnic. The Getty is fun. Absolutely a fun place. I've also been to Cape Canaveral, saw the first model of the space shuttle. I think it was the Enterprise. That's awesome. I love stuff like that. I went to the Reagan Museum and they had I believe it was Endeavour, whichever space shuttle was on the West Coast. And it's so funny because you walk down this large corridor and you can see the nose. Then you walk in and I'm not kidding you, every single person said the same thing. I thought the space shuttle was bigger. It looks really big on TV, but it's not that they're not that big. Absolutely. Hartford is one of the first 2 laser and wow. I've probably driven past that 100 times. Those hangars are humongous. They are. It's unreal. When I walked into it, it was unreal. And Air Force One too. Reagan's Air Force One was tiny. I have no you see things on TV and planes now are huge. Huge. I've seen I believe it was Barack Obama's Air Force One. That thing was huge. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's get this going. My brother sold and installed all of the interactive software for the Getty. His first $1 million contract. That's amazing. When my son was younger, I was constantly looking for inexpensive places because, you can only go to Chuck E. Cheese so many times. You can only, you can go to these fun places so many times, and it gets played out. So, we started going to the beach. We started going to all these fun places. There was a hatchery that I discovered off the 126, which in a funny way has been closed for 8 or 9 years now. But when my son was a little guy, we'd go there all the time and feed the fish. One of these days, I want to go to the Reagan Library in California and see the Berlin Wall piece they have there. I have to dig through my pictures. I went crazy taking pictures that day when I was there. That was a great day. I should go back. And the funny thing is, I can go like on a Tuesday or Wednesday when no one's there. When no one is there. You have to check out the hours of operations. It's so much fun. The Getty is amazing. I used to go all the time, but my son's schooling changed. It got, when he was younger, it wasn't as hardcore as it is now. So now, this thing is going to start turning over. Beautiful. It's going to work. Was that pre-hands or post-hands? I used to take hands when he was a little kid because when you have a toddler, you can only go to the jumpy house so many times. And even in my town, we have all kinds of fun stuff. We have jumpy houses for adults where you wear Velcro suits and you run around. You can jump on the wall. It's so much fun. I see it on TV all the time, and I'm like, oh, I know you're in my town. There's all kinds of fun stuff you can do in my town, but you can only do these fun things so many times before you're like, we've gone to the water park 75 times. I will make sure of that. Absolutely. How come you aren't oiling the bottom? I'm slowly oiling this thing. I'd throw it back out of 20 generations if I try to throw my back out for 20 generations. I miss those days. And at a full run, I would jump on a trampoline and end up upside down. I miss those days. It really sounds really good. How much did you get for? I love vintage sewing machines, but can't find anyone to fix them in my area. I actually purchased this for $24. I think the price tag is still on the machine. Let's appease. This thing is slowly going to turn over. There we go. Let's let that soak for a minute. It's really hit or miss. I'm one of those people who is always looking for a sewing machine, so I'm constantly on the prowl for sewing machines. I go to Salvation Army, flea markets, sales, like property sales, auctions, all kinds of stuff. But most of the time I find most of my machines at the Goodwill or a thrift store in that direction. Oh man, somebody really used that machine. I'm definitely going to have to defluff this thing before I even proceed any further. And when I say defluff, I'm just grabbing a I'm just grabbing an old paintbrush and I'm taking out all the lint and everything in here. Under the feed dogs, I'm just wiping it. And even with one little swash, you'd be amazed how much crud comes off of here. Right. Excuse me. Yay. I thought you were done with table machines. So did I. So did I. Get ready for the true confessions in my video where I'm sitting there and just shaming myself. I think this one's going to go on the roof. This one is definitely going on the roof. Anyone who might be in Canada might can see the Northern Lights tonight. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. The Big Island is unique and adventure experience. That's on the bucket list. That is definitely somewhere I would love to go. I'm in Canada. Ollie Bobby, you should go look outside. I bought a few on Shop Goodwill for under 20. One was $6.99. Wow. Do you know what's so funny? I need to hear this. Because I watch a lot of YouTubers. There is someone that I watch who does the exact same thing that I do. She lives in Seattle, and every time she's like, "Oh, this is in Seattle," I'm like, Alexa, how far is Seattle from Los Angeles, California?
From Los Angeles, Seattle is 1,149.7 miles away.
1,049 miles? I could do that in my sleep. With some Vietnamese coffee, I'm ready to go. I didn't find it possible. 1883 improved family central bobbin machine. Wow, Alibaba. Wow. You have mad skills. Absolutely so, Terry. I love your channel. I absolutely love your channel. Only two of this decal. No, that's crazy. Yay. I want to go to Hawaii. It's on my bucket list. Absolutely. That's the one place I always say I've been here. I've been there. That's the one place I have not been. I want to go so bad. I would love to see Hawaii and Alaska. Absolutely. You know, it's really funny where I'm from. Anything like north of San Francisco is forest. Once you get outside of San Francisco, once you just start heading north, like if you're on the 5 and you're just leaving the Sacramento Valley, you're literally in the forest all the way to Alaska. It like just the northern part of America is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. California is stupid. It is a big state. Please don't drive. Oh, here we go. And I would walk 500 songs in my head again. Absolutely so, Terry. That's way rare. Yay. Absolutely. I love your channel, so Terry. When what do you make? I make everything. I refurbish sewing machines. I bring them back to life. I make clothes. I make bad decisions and buy tables where I don't know where they're going. I think I'm going to put this in my kitchen and just eat my cereal. Oh, absolutely. And bad decisions. I only have 2 states left to visit. Washington and Alaska. That's awesome. So Terry, I get to see all the rare machines. That's so much fun. That is nothing but fun. Awesome. All right. Oh, last time you sang that song, I found it on here. Celtic Thunder. Look them up. There are so many videos that pop up. Up is my signal. Up, my signal is getting it's getting terrible. All right, let's see how this is. It's slowly. Last time you seen. Oh, my back is doing a little better today. Only had to take painkillers once a day. I'm glad that you feel better. I'm glad that you feel better. As I'm working on 2 sewing machines at once. This actually is a great distraction. I think everybody. I'm watching Ducks hockey. I have my weird obscure sci-fi going. Do you know what's so funny? I'll wait for my signal to come back. I have something extremely hilarious to say. Hey, there it is. There it is. Absolutely. I hope you feel better. So, um, it's more or less $1 paid now, and I can mostly bend over and get back up again. That's awesome. I couldn't imagine. Oh, I'm going to be so terrible when I'm older. I use my hands all the time. When I'm driving, I'm like, I think about this all the time. I'm like, what if I broke my hand? What if I broke both my hands? Oh. 3 more points on the bottom. The feed dog rod, left side, and the main shaft shuttle rod, in and out, and maybe the worm bear. I love working on machines. Physically, it is a challenge. I think about that all the time. There are even certain sewing machines where I would like just lift them up, and then like there's a Kenmore in the back. I'm not kidding you. That thing weighs 60 something pounds. The other day I picked it up and I'm like, oh, I need to start curling this thing. Step by step. I needed to take to the bottom of my Janome to fish out straight pins. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh man. Do you know, in my million videos, there's a Kenmore table in the back. I had that thing and I was like, why would it not start? Why would it not start? There was the Kenmore screwdriver was literally lodged in the machine. And I remember I looked in there with a flashlight and I was like, oh, am I hallucinating? And I pulled it out on camera and the machine fired right up. I still have the screwdriver. That's the legendary Kenmore screwdriver. I know someone who broke both of their hands and wrists. I think about that all the time. That is some October horror movie stuff for me, Terry. That is terrible. Oh, my wrists were feeling it for a few days after I serviced the typewriter, moving a 40-pound machine all over the place, flipping it over. Exactly. The older I get, I'm like, I need to work out more. It's really what it is. I need to just work out much more. I had a dressmaker that was 37 or 38 pounds. Gorgeous machine. I shipped it off to my son-in-law in Texas. Cost $97. I think about that too all the time because I have a bunch of machines I would willingly sell, but like I'm just making excuses because I would willingly sell them and I need to. I own quite a few dressmakers as well. Quite a few dressmakers sewing machines. Ugh. My mom got a new machine that also does embroidery. Really neat. Part of me would like to use it. Do you know, a long time ago, I haven't brought this up in a while. I have a Brother PE 535 that somebody sent to my house anonymously. And after all of these years, I thank you. Don't come by my house. But I still have that machine. I love having an embroidery machine. But when I was laying my machine, it's on its side to do something. Oh, wow. Those behind you remind me of a class I took in school. In my high school, they had a sewing machine, but our teacher really didn't work with it. And I grew up in a different time. The football coach walked in, and I was this height in high school. They were like, you should play football. And I ended up playing football. So they basically took me out of that class because I was tall. Oh, good times. I had real tendons released on my... I had the tendons released on my right wrist, dominant hand first, then left. If you want to know what it's like to wipe yourself with a non-dominant hand, I'm ambidextrous. I'm ambidextrous. And I've been severely injured and I know how it is to come back, but I I constantly think about the things that we take for granted all the time because I work with people with disabilities and they're some of the strongest humans on earth because there's things like people wake up, they're like, I'm not going to go to work today. There are people with disabilities that get up every day and go to work 9 to 5. Oh, it does not surprise me that you own a lot of dressmakers. The dressmaker looked like it was never used. It sparkled and shone. I love see. That's the thing. That's what drew me to the dressmakers. They were definitely shiny. I bet there was a present that wasn't used. I love that. Saw a few dresses I'd like to try making. Absolutely. Yeah, it's probably gonna end up in my kitchen. But no. That bottom plate should just come off. It's only a cover. The pins will be right there at the bottom. No worries, no worries. All right, so oh man. Let me put some more oil on this thing. It's all right. We'll let that sit. Oh, I heard a squeak. I heard a squeak. It's gonna turn over. For some reason my signal is really messed up tonight, but I bet it's because everybody on here around here is on the internet. I just oiled it. I just don't like doing it. Totally understand, William. I'm getting ready to have my 10th surgery in 4 years, 49 years. So yeah, I know a bit about it. Oh, wow. Oh, I hope everything works out. That machine has large throat space, or am I not seeing it correctly? Well, I took off. Yes, it does. It does. But I also took the top off, so it's giving it that optical illusion, but it does. That's why I love these older machines because they have more space than even something like this that's a modern machine, which I need to plug in and see what the problem is. So do you fix them and sell them? I sell featherweights. When I find there used to be a market for sewing machines, and then the pandemic happened. I used to sell sewing machines all the time, and in a really weird way, that's where I already had quite a few sewing machines, but people weren't buying them as much, and there's only a demand for the if it's like a fiddle base or if it's something that people identify as an antique or rare, it's easier to sell. But people really aren't buying sewing machines. They're keeping them or they're sending them to the Goodwill. But yeah, I try to fix every single sewing machine in this room is functioning. And I won't even sit up here in front. On the other end on my toolbox, I have a graveyard of sewing machines that I've tried. Like there is this one Bel Air that I'm this close to literally dumping the entire machine in machine oil just to see what'll happen. And I'll remove the motor. I will remove the motor. You should be you should be bionic by now. I can't imagine. I used to. Absolutely. Alibaba has a great collection. Only William is buying that. I joke in my town. I am the sewing machine market. I'm not kidding you. I can even say that for the San Fernando Valley. In certain places, I am the person purchasing sewing machines. Thanks, William. This one is an easier one. I seriously hope everything works out well. I find them and keep them, but I'm letting them go little by little. That's the hope. They're just like in my area, and that's another thing. I think because I live in Los Angeles, it's a just really competitive market, you know? And I have more fun keeping them. I'm like, I used to watch this show called Counting Cars. And the count had this just magic collection of cars and motorcycles. It was amazing collection. There were certain cars he would buy them to sell them because he made a lot of money selling classic cars. And every once in a while he'd get a car and he's like, I'm taking this one home. And then he started doing it more and more and more. And that's basically what I turned into. And I'm not even going to sit up here and blame the pandemic, but it did destroy the market because more people started sewing. And then so people bought sewing machines and kept them. You think the machine is beautiful. Does she run? I have to limit myself now. I have 23 treadles and then hand machines and some portable electrics. See, it gets you. She absolutely. I always wanted a fiddle bass, and then I went down the rabbit hole. That's what I'm saying, and that's another thing. Every like true antique I've ever had, I've sold for unreal money. There was one time I sold a featherweight for $1,000, and I'm not kidding you. It justified my sewing machine, my collection, because at that point I was buying machines $20, $15, 30, 40, whatever. Did not equal a grand. So when I sold that machine, I was like, my habit is justified. It's a Cape Colony Expedition machine, great variant floral. That is beautiful. I have two Cape Colony exhibit machines. Wow. With the case and all. Wow. Wow. And like I said, there used to be a market and it kind of disappeared after a while. And so I gave up. There is, if like in my old videos, you can literally see the point where I was like, I'm just gonna start collecting sewing machines, because as the weeks went on, it would just grow and grow and grow in this room. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah, we are in business. Let me get some more sewing machine oil, which is right here because my microphone. Beautiful. It's squeaky, but this thing is going to fire. I can tell this thing has not moved in years. Oh yeah, you can tell. Okay. All right. There you are. I was wondering where that was. I knew I was missing a piece. Okay, we're going to let that soak, and then this thing is going to turn over. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not a professional sewing machine repair gal, but that sounded bad. That was actually progress. The fact that we got a squeak and a squeal was a good thing, because that means it's turning over. This machine, it's literally metal on metal, and it obviously has not been turned over since Carter was president. There we go. Okay, we're gonna let that hang out for a while. I watched Lex Askroff, and he has been in the business for years, an inherited business. His machines are priceless. Oh, wow. Excuse me. There's quite a few people I used to sell to. I swear they were in the movie industry because any price I would quote, they were like, okay. Oh my God, that poor machine sending hugs. The machine's metal, Donnell. This machine's tough. It's tough. These old school metal machines, once you get them going, they're indestructible. This is literally metal on metal. I'm actually impressed. This was before they incorporated plastic into everything. I'm actually impressed. Every single part of the inner workings of this sewing machine is metal. Even the cam, even the part that holds the cam, which that was probably the first thing they made into plastic once they figured out they could use plastic for machines. And you're working on brings back so much looks like the same kind we use with the desk and everything. That would be awesome. That's how I feel with the with these weird 90s singers. It's strange to see them now everywhere. I have one that says Ventura High School on it. It's just strange to see them everywhere. Also has numerous books he has published. Yay. And Jennifer Aniston collects singers. They do. That's crazy. I did not know that. Oh, that's so weird. I did not know that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yay. Hello. Hello. Don't mind me. Was a real quiet kid in class. No worries. No worries. Welcome. 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 Absolutely. Welcome. Welcome. I'm slowly turning the sewing machine over. You know, in the WD-40 days, I would have just soaked this thing and been like, ah! All right, so let's plug in this. I know it's a shocker to no one that I actually have the cord plugged in underneath. Just have to find the proper size. Beautiful. Okay. We're pretty much going to do the same thing for this, but this machine, I'm not going to crack the case open. So we're going to go old school with this. And oil it at all of the proper points. Awesome. Awesome. I hope everybody's having a great night. I'm doing this live stream as a grand distraction. I'm sure everybody's either happy or hurting. I am in my true indifference phase in life. Oh. Right, you have not been oiled in a while, I can tell. This will slowly come back to life. There it is. There we go. There we go. We are fixing sewing machines tonight. Here in the House of Sewing, we don't only make beautiful clothing and watch Knight Rider all night long. We fix sewing machines. Oh, you hear it? It's like a choo-choo train slowly. Before I destroy the motor, let me put some more oil on this one. Beautiful. There we go. Woohoo, 2 for 2. Like I always say, and that singer's just saying, boy, oh boy, do I need another drink? See, it's slowly coming back to life. Beautiful. That is progress. All right, let's add some more oil. How's it going, dude? How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Awesome. What are they called?
BJJ.
My son wants a wrestling dummy for Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, but as someone who owns 4 mannequins and like 3 dress forms, 4 mannequins and like 3 dress forms, that's a rabbit hole. You got to be careful. When you start owning dummies, it leads to mannequins, and then mannequins lead to dress forms. Just be careful.
Something like this.
All right. Well, I'll take a look at it after the stream.
Or something like...
I saved a vintage brother prestigious sewing machine. Oh wow.
Like this.
That thing looks so strange.
I mean, yeah, because it's like, that's...
Oh wow. I haven't been able to identify the exact model. Do you ever buy computerized machines? Okay. So I own quite a few computerized machines, from modern machines to my embroidery machine. I own the old school LCD screen computerized machines. It just depends on the function and what I wanted to do. I stopped buying old school machines with screens on them because once the screen's gone, they're unusable. I own 2 modern quilting machines that have screens that are whiz bang. Like my Bernina that I use, that thing's amazing, and it's a computerized sewing machine. Yay, saved from the dumpster, which was the next stop. My son wants a giant wrestling dummy for Christmas. And the other one he showed me was like this, and I'm like, oh, that looks strange. Oh. Up. This one, it's slowly coming back. Slowly. There we go. That is going up to speed. Beautiful. Yay. Gotta love kids. He's smart though, because he's getting his Christmas order in early. He's smart. He knows me. Santa. I've already ordered a bunch of stuff. Let's just put it that way. You should check out Zobra's secret sewing machine page. It's a Victorian sweatshop forum. Has links. Awesome. My friend's mother has one of those quilting machines. Takes up so much of their basement. Oh, I wish I had. What is her name? I've been watching her. Is it Jordan Fabrics? I have been watching Jordan Fabrics for 5 or 6 years. I want to be able to be in a room with a machine where she literally just walks around that. Oh. All right. So there's one sewing machine back to life. I knew this one would be fairly easy. It still needs a little bit of help, but it's up to speed. See, you can hear it. There we go. Beautiful. I just get the JC number from underside. Absolutely. This brother is not huge, but weighs a literal ton. I'm telling you, there are certain sewing machines where you're like, what were they thinking when they built this? And it's non-industrial. I have a non-industrial Kenmore that I weighed in a video I did years ago. It was 60 something pounds before it broke the scale. And they have those dummies on Amazon. I love watching. I still watch Jordan Fabrics to this very day. To this very day. Wait, I'll try to get a link. Absolutely. Thanks. Absolutely. I wonder how many of these 150-year anniversary machines I have. Oh, that's funny. I have quite a few of them. All right. So let's go back to the tank. Okay. It's still being stubborn. That's all right. Oh, poor guy. I know it's been a while. Sewing machine. I know. You know you've officially lost it when you're talking to an inanimate object. Now I'm coach. You can do it. All right, So I have a strange question. Ooh. Do you like a pedal on the floor, or do you can you sew with a knee? I call it pedal, with a knee pedal or whatever they're called. It took me a while to learn how to sew with my knee, but after a while, I became proficient at it. It's one of those really strange things. And it's funny, each table is wired different depending on who had their hands on it. Yay! I talk to objects all the time. Thanks, Gilroy. I need to hear that. I like Jordan. I've been watching her. She was like on the original. There are certain subscriptions I have that I have since the first time I started subscribing to people on YouTube years ago. I thought that I had a pic of the bottom. However, I can only find a pic of the front and the motor. Google can't match it. Thank you. Thank you, coach. Thank you. Oh, great. Oh, this thing is slowly turning over. Oh. Okay. Slowly turning over. Okay, perfect. All right, let's check this one more time. I don't want to put too much oil on it because that's a problem as well. All right. Come on. It's slowly turning, but I'm putting some muscle into this one. Oh. Oh. Oops, quickly. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This eventually will turn over. I love these machines. I don't know exactly what precise year they started adding plastic to sewing machines, but I want to figure it out because there was definitely a year where there was a cutoff. Because I own quite a few Sears Kenmore sewing machines, and the ones from the 1950s, of course, but the ones in the 1960s, early 1960s sewing machines were all metal like this. This might even be 50s. I doubt it, but I'm just saying it's rare that these metal machines are still out there. I'm not saying necessarily rare, but people buy them up when they find them because a lot of the machines I find, they have the hard case, they're metal, they're cast, but a lot of the pieces are plastic, and most of this is metal. So I'm excited. All right, let's see. Oh, they're replaying the Kings game because they awesome, awesome. All right, I'm going back to the Ducks game. Today, just like I said, even though it wasn't a bad decision, I keep on saying, oh, my bad decision. I collect sewing machines. This is what I do. This is something I love to do. This table, there is actually room in here for this table, but it's inspired me to completely rearrange this room. So the great cleaning 2024 will commence. Oh. Night, everyone. I'm off to bed. Thank you so much for hanging out and hanging tough. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know it's late for everybody on the East Coast. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yay. Have a great night, Donnell. I am stubbornly sitting here trying to turn this sewing machine over. Oh, it's going to turn on. And eventually it's going to turn over. This is what I do while I'm refurbishing sewing machines. I'm like, you're going to turn over eventually. Oh, don't forget to hit that like button and thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you so much. Yep, the JA28 has a couple labels in there for Germany and Australia as well. Absolutely, Donnell. Have a great night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, I absolutely love these machines. I have a Nelco N100. That was probably one of the first really cheap table machines I bought. I brought it home. I was so excited. Um, I absolutely loved that machine. And now it's hidden in the corner over there. But this reminds me of that machine. So this may be late 50s, early 60s. I'm going to look it up in a minute. But Sears was around for so long that it's hard to tell because they made the same type of sewing machine over and over and over every year. Good night, Donnell. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Oh, all right. I'm gonna give that a second. That is like working out, turning that thing over. I am. Oh man. Yay. Absolutely. Will I have the Kenny stuff open right now? I think the approximate days just tilt back the lead. Okay, let's go. It is. It's a 158. Oh wow. How many of these did they make? And it says JC16. And it also has an M and a 5 on it. So that's J/C 16. And then next to it on the plate, it says M5. Sorry, Ollie. I didn't know you were talking to me that whole time. This is gonna break my thumb. I need to pull my thumb back for a minute because when this thing does fire, it's gonna break my thumb. have a tan Nelco. I do too. For some reason, I fell in love with that Nelco. I don't even know why. It's a Nelco N100. It's tan. I think that's the first. That probably is the first tan sewing machine I owned. I grew up with a 404 or something in that range. And so I always grew up with like a tan sewing machine in the house. So when I saw that Nelco, I jumped at it. Ever do any sort of sewing for weddings, events? Yesterday, I said on my live stream, I was thinking about they have a hiring sign at this bridal place, but then quite a few people talked me out of it. It is 158 521. And the it's JA4. Oh, I didn't even see that right there. JA4 model 158.521. And the serial number is 027969. And this was made in Canada. Sears Roebuck and Canadian and company USA, Simpson Sears, LTD Canada. I have quite a few machines made in Canada, or they just say Canada on them. I don't know. The serial number is in secret code. My mother bought one of the first Singer computerized sewing machines in 1976. She barely used it. It's been sitting in my niece's house untouched for 5 years. She has no interest in it, but won't give it up. I know a few people like that. I know quite a few people like that. It's very much like a Singer 15. If we're talking about the yes, the Nelco, I miss that machine. I shouldn't have buried it. I think because I was trying to preserve it, because I would sew on it all the time. I had it right here. I used it so much. I love that machine. Gilroy and Alibaba, I would check it out. However, I just discovered that my sister has buried it in the corner, so I have to wait until the morning. If it's the Athena 2000, hope to. Whatever God you believe that the circuit boards are good. See, that's what I'm saying. Those old school machines are so hit or miss. I have quite a few. I have what I looked it up and it said it was Singer's first computerized LCD computer. I was sewing on that thing for a couple months and then the screen went out. Then it was like parts. We stopped selling these parts in 1995. I tried getting a job at this place that does weddings, events, doing decor, etc. Had been hopeful. Had they would have had judged me, made a skirt for myself years ago, which never told anyone. You know, with jobs like that, you just got to go and try. It's just one of those things where you just have to go and try. And especially when you walk in somewhere and you say, I'm a sewist, most people are like, okay, show me. I hope everything with my. I have everything with mine, even the manual. The sort of 1966 machine. Oh, I have to. Oh. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Yes, there we go. 1966. The mystery is solved. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. I have everything with mine with the manual. What you were saying the other day, I totally get the details of how things are sewn together. And that's why people pay a lot of you get if you find a good job, you'll get paid a lot of money making clothes. All right, let me give that a second. It is slowly turning. Do you know I love my Hughley coveralls? These were from the show, the Hughleys. I love these. I still wear these after all these years. And whoever had these before was humongous because these fit me well. Ah. Do you have a heat gun? I do. I actually do. And I have every kind of torch you could possibly think of with every kind of gas in this room. I know. Don't be scared. I only act like I'm not professionally trained. I don't want to liquefy this yet. I do not want to liquefy this thing yet, but we're almost there. oh. Sorry, my son's giving me play by play. Mine's in the portable case.
Oh, no.
They seem like they weigh so much. He's got all the tools. I do. I really do. Ever watch how flowers are made with fabric? Thought it was really neat. You know, I actually have. I've purchased with those flowers that are behind me right there. I actually watched someone make them and sew them in front of me in downtown Los Angeles. I really need to go back to downtown. I miss the fashion district for all its follies. You know what the funny thing is? It's also I miss the food. There's nothing like eating a bacon wrapped hot dog at 8 o'clock in the morning with the peppers and everything. That is definitely an LA experience. And people call them all kinds of things. We call them LA dogs, but really it's just bacon wrapped hot dogs that are cooked with peppers, and it is the greatest thing on earth. I do miss downtown. Maybe when they clean it up for the 75th time, I will go down there again. There's a YouTuber called Bernadette Banner that shows a New York maker making those fabric flowers. They have been in business for over 100 years. I love stuff like that. I absolutely love that. I sat there and I came back and I purchased quite a few of these flowers. Quite a few. She does nice videos. Ellie calls everything an LA thing and things they invented it. It's just a bacon wrapped hot dog. I'm gonna go in my kitchen and make one after this stream. I watched Bernadette. Absolutely. Absolutely. But coincidentally, we do, Kilroy. We do. It's kind of like in sci-fi when they put space in front of everything. The stress I saw with Flowers Zone is in that manner. I'd love to do it. I'd love to either buy it or try making it. But if I were to make it, I'd have no idea where to even start. You know what's really funny? Behind me, my terrifying eagle friend is actually wearing. I made a huge purple flower cape. That thing is huge. It's heavy. It has the hood on it and everything. But something like that, you need a dress form or something that stands up where you can shape the pieces as you're making them. But that purple cape is all flower material. I love that thing. I have to bust that out. I don't feel like I'm a high enough tax bracket to watch burn. Oh, oh, I know the feeling, Kilroy. Oh, talking about the eagle, Skits walks out with a sword. He's like, I'm ready to go. Rah, rah, hello, hello, Skits. How's it going? Great to see you. Great to see you. I'm just hanging out tonight. I am the great distraction. Just hanging out. Where's my coffee? I need some coffee. I will take a quick break. Oh, that coffee is glorious. Coffee always tastes the best when you shouldn't be drinking it. Because it is 9:27 at night and I should not be drinking coffee. Skits walks out like Iron Mike. Oh, good times. Good time. I'm actually excited. This has encouraged me that the Singer Scholastic sewing machine that I purchased, I've had that in this room for like a week or two, and I have not fired that thing up. So I'm actually excited that machine's firing again. And I'm constantly looking for what I call backup machines, and this is a perfect backup machine. It's like well into Wednesday here. It is Tuesday at 9 something at night right now. But I'm actually excited. This one's going. The second I purchased this sewing machine for $7 or $8. It didn't have the cord. I knew I had the cord, but that thing's ready. Little bit of lube, little bit of love. Perfect. But yes, Skits' nemesis is wearing that cloak is actually beautiful. I love that thing. It is just purple flower material. I need to go downtown and purchase some more of that. That material is everywhere. Good, now you have something to sew on. I know, what would I do? I know I definitely need another sewing machine. Says the man sitting in the land. I come from the land of sewing machines. Oh, that is hilarious. I think you need a cam. Oh, that might be a good. I think you might be right. Well, it's not firing at all. Like, it is not turning over at all. But you know what? Let's throw it on and just see what happens. Oh, we are close. We are so close. You know, I stick my face in there. Do you know how many times I've got sewing machine oil in my eye? Do you know how many times? Oh, Skits, I miss you. I'm gonna post a few sewing machines. I miss you, sewing machine shaming me. I miss Michael Jordan. Oh, Skits. Oh, I'm actually sitting in a room of Kenmore cams. I know. I buy random boxes of cams. I think I own every like touch and sew cam you could possibly think of. Every I'm crazy when it comes to sewing machine cam. And other things depending on who you're talking to. Right. All right. Oh, come on, buddy. You are almost there. Okay, we're going to give that a minute. We'll soak it a little bit more. Okay. Kenmore throw. Absolutely, a Kenmore would throw the touch and sew cams, but I have Kenmore cams though. You know, it's a good sign though that the motor is not smoking. There is a machine behind me that I call my touch and smoke. I'm not kidding you. No matter what I did to that machine, it would not stop smoking. Now I know why. It was at the thrift store. It was one of the first touch and sews that I purchased in the that was a table, I think. I probably have quite a few in the table, but that thing, I call it my touch and smoke because no matter what I do, that thing is on fire. And I know, see, that's why I decided to do this tonight because turning over a sewing machine is kind of an excruciating process. Because in my videos, you only see the point where I'm like, victory, but you didn't see the fact that I was sitting there for 3.5 hours trying to get the machine going. Oh, call that machine Thelma. For real. No, the touch of that thing, and I plugged it in recently. It's still smoking. So when that machine decides to grow up and quit smoking, we can hang out. Oh, touch and smoke. I was no nickname in high school. Oh, did you see that written on the? You saw that written on the wall. The brick red cam should be the one, but it takes another set too. I think the light blue, but not sure 100%. This one fits on it so far. And that's another arrogant thing I do. I just grab sewing machines because I'm like, oh, I probably have the parts if it's missing parts. And sometimes I do not. As someone who's sitting in a room of sewing machine parts, sometimes I don't. I gotta call it a day. Have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out, So Terry. Thank you so much. I'll be back at it tomorrow. He touched in the streets and smoked in the sheets. Oh. Almost there. Well, it's a good sign. It's all turning together and it's turning over, so it'll slowly. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much. Oh, excuse me. Oh, this is gonna turn over. It's gonna happen. Make sure that cam is jammed in there. Oh, come on. I'm going to laugh when the sewing machine oil splashes me in the eye for the 700th time. Oh. All right. Oh. We're slowly getting there. Yay. Thank you so much for stopping by, Jess. Thank you so much, twin. Go Canes. But seriously, thank you so much. Yay. Have a great night. Oh, this thing's about to turn over. I keep on saying that. Eventually it will. I'm extremely optimistic about this one. Oh. All right. And this one that motor might be good to go. Oh, absolutely. It's slowly coming to it's slowly turning over. All right. Let's try this again. Oh, I see some life in this thing. Like I always say, this is what I would literally be doing on a night like this when I get a machine like this. Oh, this thing is going to eventually turn over. Okay, we'll let that soak for a minute. Yay, everyone's sewing and watching election news. Yay, hello. Awesome, great to see you, Katie. Yay. I'm going to give this thing a break for a minute. I had to stop watching that. Takes so long to count the ballots. Absolutely. It's going to be the... Oh. Oh. Yeah, we're going to give this motor a break. We don't want a repeat of the touch and smoke. All right. You know what? I do need to take a break. Oh, we've been sitting here. I got that one going. This one is picking up bad habits, so I need to chill out before it sets on fire. As a matter of fact, okay, perfect. Okay, just had to make sure it still runs. With these older machines, this is something that has not been touched in 40 years. So it's going to take a minute for this thing to get going. It's definitely going to take a minute for this thing to get going. Oh man. Do you know what's so funny? I had to switch over to my other account on StreamYards because I sounded crazy yesterday. So I'm glad that I figured out my microphone issues, and I might just stick to this for right now because I like this angle. And the fact that you guys can hear me is even better. We're taking our sweet time here in PA. Our county hasn't returned any. You see, that's what I'm saying, man. We're going to be up all night until the morning. It's going to be the great tie. I'm telling you, it's going to be the great tie. Oh. Okay, here we go. Come on. Oh, you're almost there. I know you've been neglected. Oh, this thing is. I think Ollie was right, though. I think this thing won't fire without the cams, though. That is so funny. I'm glad that I actually have the cam. All right. I'm definitely going to give that motor a second. I'm taxing the heck out of that motor. Ugh. Oh, wow. I have so many 158 sewing machines. It's not even funny. I feel like Sears Kenmore made this same sewing machine over and over and over. Sure looks like the cam. It was I seriously one day I'm gonna walk through this room and count how many Sears Kenmore sewing machines I have. Back behind my flags, I have my chair, but on both sides, I have sewing machine racks that I built one day at my job, being extremely bored. And I think on every shelf is a Sears Kenmore sewing machine and my Singer Genie. I like the machine, but like I think I have the only Singer Genie on planet Earth that works. I've seen so many problems with that sewing machine, and so I have it hidden away. You know, I wouldn't sell that. I was about to say something bold, but I wouldn't sell that machine. There are certain sewing machines that, like, the Singer Genie is a groovy sewing machine because it's very 1960s. I'm sewing super small strips on the middle of the Bargello, and it's like wrestling an octopus. Oh, I know the feeling. When I sew giant coats, or like when I'm sewing the arm on something, I'm knocking stuff off the shelf. I'm wrestling, especially with my giant hoods. I have to shove them through the sewing machine as I'm sewing around them. It's gonna be like the Florida hanging Chad debacle. However, in the end, the loser was quite a bit more graceful. I'm telling you. Like, that's why I haven't been watching any of it. I've been watching hockey this entire evening. Matter of fact, I'm going back to I'm going back to the other hockey channel. There we go. Because they're replaying the Kings game. I will gladly rewatch the Kings game. And in about an hour on this channel that I watch, it's like a local channel, but they show all the old school Hollywood stuff, like Our Mrs. Brooks, just a lot of like really old school stuff. And I end up watching it because it's better than most of the stuff that's on TV nowadays. Like, you know, thank you so much, Katie. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. I love making stuff like that. And there's a new neighbor, and he finally talked to me today. He has a Doberman Pinscher, and he walks with this giant dog. I mean, giant dog. And you know, we give each other the waves and stuff. But he's been there for a while, and he finally asked me. He's like, "You make clothes?" I was like, "Yes, I do." He's like, "Oh, cool." And We had that conversation because I know he must wonder, why is this guy standing in front of his house? Why is this guy standing in front of his house? And I'm out there posing like, and it's quiet, it's silent. You can literally hear the birds, or I'll have my phone on to kill the awkwardness. Every single one of my neighbors have been like, what are you doing? Oh, I've been watching Touch and Smoke. Oh. And that's another thing, listening to Gunsmoke. Like, I listen to a lot of 1950s radio because I have Sirius in my car. And listening to stuff like that, it makes me, I end up watching the show. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, it's slowly coming. Are we going to have that moment? Oh, I think we're going to have that moment. Or we're going to smoke. It's either going to work or we're going to die. Oh, this thing's going to die trying. Oh, you are almost there, sewing machine. Oh, come on. Oh, we're there. We are there. Come on. We're almost to the... I didn't even check to see if the light works on this. But I don't think it does. And I actually have quite a few replacements for the Sears Kenmore bulb. Oh, this is better than the election. Let's go. Let's get this old clacker going. Oh, come on. All right. I'll give it a minute before it starts smoking and smelling like machine oil in here. Even though, for the record, it does smell like machine oil in it. That he probably has seen one of the 100 times since he moved it. There's a lot of fabric in here. There's a lot. I'm actually impressed that machine's going. Beautiful. This is everything that I said I was going to do this evening. It smells like a Cypress Hills concert. Quote of the evening. Quote of the evening. I will say though, I went to a Willie Nelson concert and it smelled like a Cypress Hill concert. All right. All right. Oh, we are almost there. Come on. Fire, dude. All right. I'm going to keep turning it. I'll give it a minute. I'm being impatient. I am being extremely impatient with this machine. And I said I was going to have patience this evening. And that is true. I went and saw Willie Nelson and it smelled like a Cypress Hill concert. And still to this day, I will never forget, because it was at my local college, because in my town, they built this giant amphitheater at the JC. It is like, it's a real amphitheater. It's weird to have a mega theater at a place where you can pay $11. Well, it's like $22 a unit now if you're local. So it's weird that a JC has such a big amphitheater, but I've seen Willie Nelson there, Los Lobos. Who else have I seen there? Chris Christopherson. This amphitheater is literally like less than a 7 or 8 minute drive from my house through the hills. Oh, we have contact. It only took 2 hours and 26 seconds. Oh, here, look. It's roaring. Hold on. Let's move it a little bit so you can see it. Oh, that is beautiful. Ah! Victory. Oh, I knew if I was stubborn, this thing would eventually turn over. Keep that thing running, loosen it up, absolutely. Oh, now it smells like machine oil and a Willie Nelson concert in here. Beautiful. I knew. As a sewing machine whisperer, I knew I'd get this thing going. Beautiful. Oh, only took 2 hours to get this thing going. Do you know, I'm extremely confident in that sense where I saw this machine and I was like, you know what? I can fix that. I can fix that. It still has a bit of a clack. I'm really going to soak this thing, but it's running. So if anyone is wondering what we're going to do tomorrow, I will be sewing on this machine. Oh, worth it. Absolutely worth it. I'm excited. I am absolutely excited that I got this thing going. That's 2 victories this evening. I knew. See, that's the thing about sticking with something, you know, following through. I knew what I was doing. I may have looked crazy throughout the entire process, but I got this machine going. And you know what? I used proper machine oil. Back in the day, I would have used a ton of WD-40 and had the floor dripping and everything, but I got this thing going. Yay! Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Nice getting 2 going. You know what's so funny? I knew today was going to be a stressful day for, you know, not necessarily for me, but I'm just saying, like, I knew today was going to be a stressful day. Election day is always stressful. So this was a perfect day to bust out 2 sewing machines that didn't work. Beautiful. Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together. Absolutely, with my fake cigar. Oh man, this thing has not been fired in a long time. Oh, this is definitely a victory. And you know what? I will be here tomorrow, regardless of what happens this evening. Just remember, you know, we still have to deal with each other tomorrow. So do it in peace instead of anger. And if you need a distraction, You should definitely get a sewing machine habit. Start buying sewing machines. I'm not kidding you. You won't have time to worry about what's going on in the world around you. I'm stoked. I am stoked that I got this thing going. You know, this sounds like every piece of machinery at 4:30 in the morning on the freeway. Oh, that's beautiful. That was definitely worth it. Well, I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm going to be making clothes tomorrow. I promise. I absolutely promise. But I hope that but seriously, I hope everybody has a great evening. Just remember, we're in this together regardless. Oh, because in the end, you know what someone once told me, and I didn't realize it until I was older, but this person used to tell me all the time, when you're younger, you fight the establishment. But when you're older, you are the establishment. So if you want the world to be a better place, then make it that. You know what? I could easily walk around with a crummy attitude, but I don't. I'm a giggly human. Sometimes it's on purpose because life is just better that way. So I'll be back at it tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great night. And like I said, be kind to yourself. You should binge eat instead of binge watch stuff on television. I'm just saying. Take care, Hughley Vending. I love my Hughley coveralls. I wear these all the time. Seriously, we got 2 machines going. It was definitely a victory tonight. Tonight was definitely a technical stream because I was going off about sewing machines. I thank everyone who was here, anyone who watches this in the future. I absolutely appreciate you. I'll be back at it tomorrow and we'll make something. So, like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you tomorrow. Bye.